Hey, hello, welcome to my video. Today I wanted to talk about something like an idea I've had in my head for a while now, honestly, and that is Doomed Yuri. Why so many queer people love it, and is there any history behind why it's such a common thing? So first, before we get into the rest of the stuff, I'm gonna define what Doomed Yuri is. Doomed Yuri is basically um, a relationship between two women or femme presenting people in media that usually has some sort of a bad ending. So, let's say two women fall in love and they try to live happily ever after, but then like an axe murderer comes and kills one of them. That would be Doomed Yuri. Now, even though my example involved one of them dying, not all Doomed Yuri involves death. It could just be like a relationship that just didn't really work out in the end. Could count as Doomed Yuri. Like if two girls were to fall in love in like a movie, but then in the end one of them broke up with the other and got with a man right after, that could also count as Doomed Yuri. Now that we have an actual definition for Doomed Yuri, I want to get into the history behind Doomed Yuri. A lot of like TikToks and stuff that pertains to like the topic of Doomed Yuri nowadays on like TikTok and stuff usually talks about like animes and stuff, but I feel like Yuri originated from, what I'm assuming it originates from, was something. It has different names. Some people call it the bury your graves trope. Some people just called it the like tragic ending. But it was very common in certain types of media, specifically literature, for if it was about two women, people of the same sex being attracted to each other, there had to be a bad ending. The reason for this was because back then, being fruity was not looked well upon. Like it was a very big no-no, especially writing about it. You know how like a lot of people will like be like, "Oh my gosh, you're trying to force homosexuality upon our children. You're trying to groom them into being queer and stuff like that." It was like that, but worse. So if someone made a piece of media about an openly queer couple with no consequence or trials or tribulations at all, it would be seen as very inappropriate and like it's promoting homosexuality and stuff like that. So a common workaround for this would be for them to add a really bad ending. So like either the character is dying or them eventually splitting apart and marrying a man or something like that. And so I believe that Doomed Yuri starts there because that's basically what Doomed Yuri is, a relationship between two women that is doomed to end badly. Now that we've talked about the history of Doomed Yuri, let's talk about why do people love it so much? You'd think in a world where a lot of people crave love and how a lot of people in queer communities like really really want to be in love and be a part of a nice relationship, why would so many people be attracted to fictional relationships where bad things happen? So I wanted to get other people's opinions on why they specifically like Dune Beauty. So I made a post on my TikTok asking, hey, to all my fellow lesbians, Willow Woods, and just Himijoshis, Himidanchis, people who consume media of quarrels and love. What do you specifically like Doom Theory? The responses did differ a bit, but some of like the more common kind of things I've seen from the responses was the amount of emotion and passion behind it. Like, yeah, when people are part of a happy relationship where everything's fine and chill, like, yeah, you'll see them be happy and stuff, but you usually don't really see that full, raw passion unless they're, like, actively going through trials and tribulations. Which I feel makes sense, because, like, if you're seeing your own like relationship crumble before your eyes, you're gonna be feeling some type of way. You're gonna be panicking. You're gonna be sad and scared, and you're gonna try to do whatever it takes to like get that back. Or heck, in some situations, not even get that back, just get that in general. And another reasoning why, which um was like posted from one of my friends, which hi, thank you for contributing to this. Basically talked about how it's biblically accurate to reality, meaning like, which is what I agree with, because like yeah, that is part of the reason like why I like Doomed Yuri, and I feel like it's part of the reason why a lot of people in the Bula Bula community like Doomed Yuri, is because a lot of us go through um sapphic heartbreak very often. It's like pretty common in our community. There's like a whole joke about your first willow willow relationship, your first sapphic relationship, and your first sapphic heartbreak, and how like how horrible it feels, to the point where like some people will do things they would literally never do because of how much it hurt. So part of the appeal of Doomed Yuri could be that it's just kind of comforting to see like these fictional characters go through a kind of a similar experience to what you've been through, you know? It's especially nice in situations where the doomed Yuri actually isn't doomed in the end, and there actually is a happy ending for them after all. It can be very nice because it reminds you, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that heartbreak really really sucked, but eventually I will be happy, you know? Whoops, sorry, I almost forgot to add this comment. But this person was talking about how they're worried that if it isn't doomed, it'll be low key kind of boring, which kind of relates to like what some other people are talking about, where it like adds passion and emotion and stuff. You know, if you're just seeing people happy all the time, it does get a little boring. Well, personally, I do like seeing people happy. It's usually in a like, it starts off sad, but then like something good happens and then they're happy kind of way, because it makes it more interesting. But yeah. And that's the video. Thank you for watching. Bye.